morning and welcome to Community Conversations. You're listening and watching 1230 The Buzz, your talk station, 101.1 The Wiz and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. This is Community Conversations, where we come to talk about all the things happening in the community and how nonprofit organizations are making a difference. And I'm excited about today because we have NewPath in the building. NewPath Child and Family Solutions. I am here speaking with Miss Tricia Mullins, who is the Chief Impact Officer. How are you doing today, beautiful?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I got Miss Dottie Bayless, the Program Manager, in the building too. How you doing today, Queen?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
I'm glad to have you all with me. You know, it's been a couple of months since I came over and talked to the kids. How have they been doing?
Oh, they've been doing wonderful. They finished out their school year with a big summer bash, and then we have a summer program, and they are living it up next to the swimming pool and going all over and experiencing all kinds of things.
Oh, that's good to hear. Make sure you tell them I said hi.
I will.
Now, tell everyone who's not familiar with NewPath Child and Family Solutions, what is it that you all do?
Absolutely. So NewPath Child and Family Solutions is a mental and behavioral health agency that serves students and young youth across from ages 3 to 22 across all of Southwest Ohio. We have a large continuum of services all the way from schools and education to outpatient mental health, medical management, and pretty much everything in the spectrum between all the way to foster care. So depending on what the need is for our youth at the time, we're more than likely have some solution that will help them in their journey as they recover from trauma.
Now, I heard that something that makes you all very unique is that you all have that experimental learning. So tell us a little bit about that and how your program is, different from everyone else's.
Yeah, so we have our experiential programming is about having an experience and being able to learn from it. So it could be an experience that a kid might think is very normal, going to a movie, playing a game of basketball, but it can also be an experience that's pretty unique that maybe not everybody gets to do, like riding a dirt bike. Or we had our wonderful career festival that you were a part of, where people came in to show and talk about their career and to be able to help our kids be able to have an experience that they can now take back from and say, when somebody talks about a DJ or somebody in the media, or they're talking about a firefighter or an urban farmer, they now have a frame of reference to go with that. So they have had an experience that they were able to take away those pieces to grow with.
So what is the day-to-day like when we send our students to NewPath?
So day to day could look very different. For the kids in the education department, we really try to focus on not teaching in a way that is only dependent on somebody's ability to read and write. So a lot of our kids are academically farther behind. And so that's been a struggle over the years, especially as they've gotten older. And so we try to teach in a way that is engaging and in a way that you're actually hands-on doing things. It might be taking things apart, putting them back together again. It could be a game where you're interacting with one another to learn about history. It could be they have the joys of being able to dissect things in science class. We have a class that's all about careers and being able to dive into those a little bit at a time to really see, maybe I'm not interested in it, and maybe I dive into it and I realize I am interested in it. So it's all about relationships, building those relationships so we all feel safe and trusting, and also to have experiences that maybe we wouldn't have otherwise. I didn't get to ride a dirt bike as a kid. A lot of our kids get to ride dirt bikes, so being able to have experiences that really bring us together and help us to have a new understanding of the world around us.
Have you noticed any different engaging behaviors with the kids?
Yes. So when we changed up everything and started really diving into experiential learning, we saw a huge increase in the number of kids coming, to the point of kids who would miss their buses in the past would have been just like, I missed my bus, I don't care. But now when we first started doing this experiential learning, we suddenly were getting phone calls at school like, hey, I missed my bus, can you come get me? And we'd be like, no, we're across town. But then it kept happening and we're like, let's go get them. So then we started like sending people out when we had a free person, like, hey, can you go to this kid's house? And when you're swinging by, can you also pick up this kid? That was huge for us to have a kid who normally would be like, yeah, I have a day off, who's now like, come get me, please. And if we said, hey, I can't come get you, they just wouldn't be done. They would call the next staff person they could get a hold of, and the next step. And so we'd be like, you have contacted 5 of us. We know this now, we're talking. There's nobody, honest, there's nobody today that can come get you. We actually had to kind of put a halt on that because it was happening so much. And we're like, you have to make the extra effort to make sure you're on your bus. And so that initial change in behavior spoke volumes to us about, we're on the right path. This is what we should be doing.
See, so experiential learning is very important. As we can see, that's a great tactic. What is the buy-in? How do you get the kids to be like into engaging? You know, when I came, I noticed they wanted to walk up to the DJ set. They wanted to see how it worked. Do they get to pick who are able to, you know, the different people that you are bring, the different experiences that they want to have?
So it's a mixed bag. Some activities, so we want everybody, it can be scary, right? It can be scary to step out of your comfort zone, talk to somebody, see somebody, be a part of something you haven't done before. It's scary as adults. So we encourage kids to come. You don't have to participate. When I take kids out to the ropes course, my first thing that we talk about on our way out there every single time is, hey, if you're not up to it today, it's all right. Just say, Miss Dottie, today's not my day. And I encourage you to stay with our group and show respect to yourself and show respect to others. And they do, they always do. And, you know, it's interesting because almost always by the time we get done, they're involved somehow. They might not be on the hands-on crawling under and over things, but they could be telling somebody else like, ooh, you got to do it this way, or try that, go over there and try that. So they're almost always find a way that they become involved.
I want to add to that. We believe in this so much that this year Dottie became our full-time experiential learning manager. We dedicated an entire resource to this because we recognize that it is changing the trajectory of our youth and their path here at education. And what I can appreciate the most is Dottie is fantastic at personalizing those experiences so that it works for them, right? It's not just a cookie cutter opportunity. It's really personalized and individualized, which I think speaks volumes to what we try to achieve here at NewPath.
If you're just tuning in, this is Community Conversations on 1230 The Buzz, your talk station, 101.1 The Wiz and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. I am Queen Miss Ebony J. Here speaking with Miss Dottie Bayless. I'm also speaking with Miss Tricia Mullins, and Mr. Tom Curran has just joined us, who is the program manager over at Foster Care. How are you doing today, King?
I am full of joy. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad to have you here. Listen, talking with NewPath Child and Family Solutions, it looks like they're using a really great technique to get to our kids. I'm saying this all wrong, right? Experiential learning, right? Where we're getting our babies the experiences to get them to tap into the world and see what's out here. And now they have a connection to everything. Talk to me about you, because I know you are licensed when it comes to being a foster parent, and you all have foster kids that come to NewPath. Why is this so important for you that you serve to be in this kind of environment?
Well, as far as it goes with experiential learning, I would say it has the same value that it has for all of us. Right? We talk about the need to generate and create these experiences for youth because they are beneficial to their overall mental health and their sense of well-being and their sense of connection, also their self-esteem and who they are in this world. But also like that transcends across many boundaries. And the youth that are coming in foster care, just as the youth in residential treatment, just as the youth in other programs that we're working with, may live in situations or have come from background situations where they did not have these opportunities. And honestly, I would say that the very experience that they've gone through of coming into care, especially in foster care, is a challenging, traumatic experience to be possibly removed from your community, definitely removed from your home, to not know where you're at, to not know the people around you. Everything that we can do to build from that positive experiences that reassure that not only are you okay, but you are the same person, if not a growing person from who you were when you came into care.
Now, as you know, this role, I know you see a lot of different kids, a lot of different age groups. They come in one way, but they leave another. What is it like for that transition, especially with this partnership that you have with NewPath Family Solutions?
For foster care, it is such a wide variety of experiences. It's kind of hard to pin down. We're not in control of how long children are going to be in foster care, how much time we're going to have with them. We may have them for a few weeks, a few months, some for a couple of years. I would say clearly the youth that we have the most time with, we have the most opportunity to make these impactful, dramatic changes in their world. And the youth that we have for less time, I still think that these are beneficial experiences that just help them, if not transcendently into who they will grow and become, just to be out of the hardship for a moment and into something that helps you forget and helps you learn more about who you are.
Now, someone listening may, want to make an impact, may want to make a difference. How can they, be a foster parent or learn more about, the opportunity to get started as a foster parent?
It has never been easier to be a foster parent in Ohio. And we at NewPath are running classes all the time. You can go to newpath.org and find out more about registering to become a foster parent, but it is essentially 7 classes over a period of weeks. And then we engage in a home study process and gathering paperwork. But none of these things are difficult or hard. I would say the hardest thing we have in becoming new foster parents is finding our social security card. That way we can get that. And tracking down that marriage license or divorce license that has gone through. And getting our fire inspections done on the homes. But coming to the classes, joining the community and joining the conversation about how you can be a hope for youth in foster care, never been easier. We do those classes on Wednesdays from 6 to 9 and Saturday morning from 9 to 12 to make sure there are some options and opportunities for everybody's work schedule.
Now, at NewPath, is that primarily who you all serve is foster families, or do you all accept other students into the NewPath Child and Family Solutions?
Absolutely. So we serve children, as I mentioned before, anywhere from 3 to 22, depending on the program, that are experiencing some sort of mental or behavioral issue. Most of that comes from people who are also coming through their journey of trauma. And so if you call NewPath, I don't know that I have the number offhand, but I'm sure you can grab it, 855-577-PATH. One of our assessors can absolutely pair what your need is to one of our services and get that assessment going for your child.
Before we go, I want to talk about how can the community help support NewPath?
Absolutely. So we could not do the work that we do day in and day out. Year over year, we serve about 3,200 children. All of that is in thanks to our donors, community support, and volunteers. Our development team is always looking for people who want to come on campus and get involved and have some hands-on activity, as well as becoming a foster parent, becoming a donor. Any of those options, we are happy to have a conversation with you. Equally, we know this work is hard, but if you have a heart and want to come and work with youth, we would love to have a conversation about starting your career with us. We're constantly recruiting and looking for talent and people just who have the same passion as the 2 hearts that you've just heard from who work in this day in and day out with our youth. And so we're a great team. We love to have fun. And at the end of the day, we know we're just making a huge impact on kids.
Now, I know there's some outings coming up. Can we
We love to have fun.
before it's over? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. On July 20th, we are going to be chipping for a cause at Topgolf. Our young professionals group is putting together this event. It is a somewhat of a happy hour on a Thursday from 1 to 4. So, I'm encouraging people to bring out their colleagues, bring out their friends. If you want to take a couple hours away from work and skip that day, come out and do something good and give back. Learn a little bit more about NewPath, network with a handful of young professionals and/or, as my case, older professionals in the community, and just really make it a fun, impactful day, raising money for our youth. And then our annual gala is on October the 12th, and we're extremely excited about that event. We actually recognize people that make this work come to life every year. So we award a few of our associates, as well as a foster parent and a community member that has been just generous in giving back to us, as well as just talking about the wonderful things. So this year we are talking about brighter futures. So it's everything Dottie shared around how do we help kids as they move on to their next journey, whether that be trade school, education, whatever it is that their heart desires. We want to make sure that we're supporting them and making their future brighter. And so that's what this event will be all about. That's on October 12th.
And I know the holidays come up. There's always so many different things, especially with the kids that you all serve. Is there any ways that we can support during the holiday seasons?
Absolutely. So we have back to school drives starting right now. One of the things that we're really blessed with is the traditional back to school items. So this year we're really looking for people who may want to do drives around clothing, new shoes, things that maybe we don't think about that are essential for kids to come back to school. If you go to our website at newpath.org, we have a handful of Amazon wish list that you can go and just click. It'll be delivered right to our door and you don't need to do anything more. Or if you have an organization, a church, a community that would like to host a drive, happy to have conversations. You can reach out to development@newpath.org and we can share some of those options. Holidays are huge. We need support. Some of these youth have never really had anything new, much less anything around the holiday time. And so we really do go out of our way to make sure that's a really exciting time for them, so they feel celebrated and important. And, we all know we all love Christmas, right? It's just a really good, positive time to give back. So if that's something that is also of interest, the same email address. So development@newpath.org. Happy to talk through options to get involved.
And I know you all are on social media too. Don't forget to share your social media with everyone.
Absolutely. Facebook, Instagram, and maybe Twitter. Yeah. I think I'm too old for Twitter. I think we're on Twitter. So newpath.org on all of our social media platforms, as well as YouTube. We have some really cool videos out there.
Yeah, I was about to say, if we go on there, we're going to be able to see the Louis the Lion video.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. And he has his own landing page. So newpath.org/Louis. Fun fact, Tom, his son, is a main character in it. So you'll see some familiar faces in that as well. He's become quite the celebrity. Louis the Lion is taking off and has won awards across the nation, which is just been such an exciting experience for all of us. So if you get an opportunity to go to our website, definitely check out Louis. You too can adapt a Louis to send with one of our kids or to have in your own life. And what that does is it just puts client need funds back into our youth. And then they get their own little lion to take with them on their journey, which is an exciting opportunity.
What does Louis the Lion represent?
Yeah. So in the end of Louis the Lion video, it says, at NewPath, you find a new day and a new friend, right? It's about, even though the day might not seem like it's going to be the best day, when you come with us, we stand alongside of you and we want to be a new friend and give you a fresh start. And it is just, yeah, it's a really special video. I'm like tearing up thinking about it just because that's how much I love Louis the Lion.
Listen, we don't want to spoil it for you. Make sure you head on over NewPath Solutions, Child and Family Solutions. Head on over to the website right now. Get connected on Facebook and Instagram. Check out the video for yourself. And of course, we hope that we're going to see you at Topgolf. If not, go to the gala. If not, just head on over to the website. Donate and support, because as you can see, they are truly making a difference over at NewPath. I just want to say thank you all for taking the time out to come to talk to me about all the great things you are doing, and want to encourage you to keep doing it. If there's anything that we can do to support and to help get the word out about what you're doing, please let us know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Community Conversations. Make sure you head on over to our website so you can learn more and get more information about NewPath. If you would like to be a guest, all you have to do is shoot me an email, Miss Ebony J at radio-1.com. This is Community Conversations on 1230 The Buzz, your talk station, 101.1 The Wiz and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. See you next week.